primary type device that's used for airflow calibration. It's completely portable, that uses DC alkaline batteries. The air enters through an exchangeable venturi. This is your no moving parts. If this venturi becomes dirty, it doesn't have to be sent back to the factory for cleaning. You simply clean it in soap and water, dry it, reinstall it into the sampler. Has an ambient temperature sensor, has barometric pressure sensor, and the unique thing about the unit is that it not only provides you the data in Q actual, which are volumetric conditions, it also gives you Q standard, which can either be at US EPA conditions of, it converts the flow rates to 25 degrees C and 760 millimeters of mercury, or we have what we call our European model, which is at 0 degrees C and 1 atmosphere. So we make a lot of different models and different applications. The display gives you all the information. It gives you the ambient temperature, the barometric pressure, QA, which is flow actual, and it gives you QS, flow standard. It tells you the strength of your battery, so that if your battery is starting to wear down, it'll give you a signal. And in addition, it has an RS-232 connection. And the RS-232 can be connected to your laptop or a Palm Top. And BGI supplies freeware, free software, which you can collect the instantaneous flow rate and temperature and pressure data that this calibrator is recording. It goes into an ASCII file. That ASCII file can be looked at as a table, or you can also generate a single-page printed report that you can use as a calibration certificate at the end of your sampling event. So this is the Challenger, our newest, or almost newest until we just introduced. What we are really happy to show to you today is what we call our High-Vol calibrator. The High-Vol Cal is an electronic flow calibrator that was designed by BGI by the direction of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency as a no-moving part electronic calibrator that can be used to replace the historical plates and the orifices that are very cumbersome, tend to leak. And this is a complete system based on the proven technology of the 3 other calibrators models that BGI makes. You have a top-loading orifice device, ambient temperature sensor. The range of this flow device is 7 cubic feet per minute, up to 54 cubic feet per minute. So it covers a broad range of applications, including the traditional TSP, PM10, and PM2.5 high-volume air samplers made by General Metalworks and Tisch Environmental. Again, it has the RS-232 connection, and the software is provided with the unit so that you can generate your reports and put them into your folder as a verification and certificate of calibration. Last but not least, BGI is also a supplier of the historical Anderson-style cascade impactors. These were designed in the 1960s by Dr. Ariel Anderson, who has since passed away, and these products historically have been used for lots of applications of biological collections or looking for viable particles, which you collect on a petri dish. There's 2 models of this sampler. For the biological, we have the historical 6-stage sampler, which separates out aerodynamically particles from 10 microns down to the submicrons, each stage having a decreasing value so that you get 6 different cut points that represent a classification of the particles, as well as what we call the NIOSH N6, which is a single stage that just collects all the small particles and higher onto one single petri dish so that you can culture the biologicals and then do a discriminatory analysis of what is collected on the culture plate. The original historical Anderson impactor was this device, an 8-stage non-viable, meaning that inside this impactor where you do separation of 10 micron all the way down to the submicron in 8 different classifications. Instead of collecting on a Petri dish, this is a gravimetric sampler where you pre-weigh an 81 millimeter filter, which in this case is really a substrate because the air does not pass through the filter. You have a set of multi-orifice plates, 8 of them, and as it passes through each one of these plates, the large particles are taken out and impacted onto the substrate on the top plates, and sequentially as it goes down to the submicron. One bit of historical information for people, these are very difficult to find anymore. BGI also is a complete vendor of historical critical orifices. For people who simply want to put together a very simple sampling device to go and find a set of critical orifices to set the flow rate, it's almost impossible to find these anymore. BGI makes a kit, which you can see here. This is a double-ended hose connector, and one of the ends is female threaded, and we sell a set of orifices, in this case from 2 liters, 5 liters, 11, 15, 17, 20, 22, and 24 liters. Or if you want to have special orifices made for your particular flow rate, BGI will build those for you. You thread the orifice onto the end of the hose bar. You would slip your vacuum hose over each end, connect it to the pump, and in this case, you would be controlling the flow at 24 liters a minute by pulling half an atmosphere of pressure across this orifice. Very simple mechanical devices that have been used for 50 years. We just wanted to reintroduce it and tell you that BGI would be happy to supply these and all of our more modern instruments to you any time in the future. Thank you.